Chapter 1. The Living Blueprint. We open inside a pristine livestock laboratory, where light from high skylight settles over a full-grown American bison. Dust floats like tiny constellations around its massive shoulders as technicians move silently with tablets and scanners. The bison stands calm in this quiet cathedral of glass and steel, unharmed, unhurried, the living reference for everything that will follow. Here, the story of Bison-Leather begins not with sacrifice, but with observation. Chapter 2. A sample, not a scar. A padded gate opens, humming with low, soothing tones. The bison steps into a cushioned chute that embraces it gently. A veterinarian parts the dark fur and takes a microscopic biopsy, so small the animal barely reacts. The sample drops into a vial labeled Bison derm ne, Reef Jazowanjin, joining others before sliding away through a sealed hatch. One tiny piece of tissue, enough to seed entire generations of leather. Chapter 3. The Birth of Synthetic Hide. Inside the tissue culture lab, robotic pipettes dispense cells into engineered scaffolds shaped to mimic the natural contours of a bison's hide. Under the microscope, cells divide and bloom, weaving complex dermal layers. Then, inside towering bioreactors glowing with amber light, broad sheets of hide grow thicker and stronger as gentle currents massage the forming fibers. The first breath of leather born from glass, not flesh. Chapter 4. From wet sheet to living material. A manifold hisses. A drum rises from the bioreactor, lifting a heavy dripping sheet of newborn hide. Technicians guide it onto titanium rollers. The leather answers with a deep, resonant creak. It enters a glass tanning tank where plant-based solutions deepen its tone to warm, earthy brown. In a drying tunnel, articulated arms stretch and relax the sheet rhythmically, teaching it flexibility, endurance, memory. Chapter 5. Designing grain, color, and light. Finishing rollers, press distinct textures, natural grain on one side, historical patterns on another. Under shifting illumination, the hide reveals its full spectrum: chocolate, chestnut, near black. Digital palettes display swatches from matte suede to high-gloss finishes. Here, the hide learns its personality, its future identity. Chapter 6. Turning hide into shape. In the pattern room, digital outlines of bison anatomy merge with garment silhouettes. A ceiling projector paints cutting lines onto a fresh hide, and an automated blade traces them with crisp precision. Panels slide onto conveyors, thick pieces for jackets and boots, soft ones for gloves and handbags, hair-on sections preserved for texture-rich designs. The bison's body map becomes fashion's blueprint. Demonstration. Chapter 7. Smart Surfaces and Craftsmanship. In the integration lab, flexible heating elements and pressure sensors are laminated invisibly into chosen panels. A technician touches a test form. Colors bloom on a monitor, mapping pressure across the surface. On the assembly floor, craftspeople sew thick seams, shape collars, form sleeves, and flex boots as they come off their laths. Gloves are stitched like second skins, bags wrap around sculpted shells. Furniture absorbs hair-on accents like echoes of the prairie. Chapter 8. Trials of Endurance. Jackets twist on torsion rigs. Boots march endlessly over artificial rock. Bags endure controlled downpours. Chairs flex under shifting weight. Performance graphs show one line steady and unwavering. Bison-Leather, lab-grown and unyielding. Nothing is wasted. Scraps become new sheets. Fibers become insulation. Sustainability charts reveal dramatic savings in land, water, and emissions. Chapter 9. Brand, touch,
Nearby,
and
glove
first
makers
wear.
work with thinner, softer bison cuts.
Inside the
They
branding
stretch
suite,
finger
finished
panels over
pieces
narrow
rest under
form.
warm spotlights. A designer runs her fingers over a jacket seam, reading the grain like a quiet story. Packaging is matte and minimal, grown, not hunted. Customers unbox jackets at home. Tissue whispers away from the leather. On city streets, rural roads, mountain lodges, and subway cars, the material creaks softly with every movement, alive in its own way, warm in the hand, solid in the world. Chapter 10. Repair, memory, renewal. In a quiet repair studio, well-loved jackets return, scuffed, softened, but intact. Technicians clean, condition, and replace panels so seamlessly the repair disappears. A digital service record logs each act of care, tying the garment back to its original bioreactor batch. Upstairs, designers study data from smart garments, sketching future applications, bus seats, rescue harnesses, next-generation upholstery. Every product contributes to the next evolution. Binwas-chun. Chapter 11. The factory as a living system. A high shot reveals the facility as a connected organism. Paddock, labs, reactors, cutters, assembly lines, testing bays, repair studios. A whiteboard shows a simple cycle. Care, grow, shape. Test, use, renew.
Yes, the thickness is perfect.
Time-lapse outside shows day and night sliding across the building as processes continue uninterrupted, circulating materials, energy, and knowledge. Done. Chapter 12. Homage
As you
to the
can
living
see here,
bison.
the traditional bison leather
And
shows
finally,
significant
we return to the
scarring
paddock.
and
The
inconsistent
American
fiber
bison
density.
stands beneath skylight glow, calm and powerful. A caretaker brushes its flank. A child touches the viewing glass as the animal passes with a soft, muffled shh. A close-up of its hide dissolves into a jacket sleeve, fur becoming grain, nature becoming craft. For a moment, the two exist together, the living animal and the material inspired by it. One walks away unharmed. The other travels the world as jackets, boots, bags, furniture, echoes of strength crafted without sacrifice. The final shot lingers on a single patch of leather, a quiet creak, a soft breath of machinery, a whisper of brushing fur and darkness.
We move to the logistics bay, where finished pieces travel quietly on conveyors into a climate-controlled warehouse. Each product passes through an RFID scanner arch that logs its batch, hide variant, finish type, and test results.
details. When needed, a panel is replaced with a new piece from the archive that matches grain and tone. Stitches blends.
Look at the temperature spikes here during the migration phase. The ventilation needs adjustment.
Agreed. I'll modify the thermal lining schematic now.
Still of deer trees. The hide's cellular structure is responding well to the accelerated growth sequence.
We can scale up the boot design immediately then.
Lab-grown Bison-Leather for urban transit. Designed for durability and enhanced comfort,
Bison hide lining prevents chafing. It combines high tensile strength with skin-friendly contact surfaces.
Take 103 and hold it right there. Beautiful. Give me a little more shoulder.
The new interface design significantly improves user engagement.
I agree. The data visualization is much clearer now.
Back in the factory, we revisit the cutting room as a new batch of hides arrives from bioreactors. This time, a slightly lighter, saddle brown tone.
Thickness optimized.
Let's dial in the fiber direction here, aiming for a tighter weave.
Increasing density now. The vintage profile is stable.
From sustainable sourcing to final assembly, every loop is connected in one continuous, rhythmic flow.
We return to the paddock, where the American bison trots along the length of the enclosure, powerful shoulders rolling under.
We flex them side by side. The newer sample bends more deeply, recovers more quickly, and catches the light with greater depth than the early swatch.
A tracking shot runs down that rail, revealing variations. Rugged field jackets, tailored city blazers.
We zoom into one label. Alongside size and brand are entries for batch ID, hide profile, and a QR code that invites the
emotions. The image dissolves into a close-up of lab-grown bison leather on a jacket sleeve. Grain and tone align.
Somewhere inside the bison factory, new hides are already beginning to grow.